Today we talking about LeBron James and his legacy. Headspaceradio starts now. Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Headspaceradio with another episode. And my name, that's right, revealing my name, is Slater Man. That's right, Slater Man. That's right. We are going to be talking about LeBron James and the NBA. Mostly LeBron James. But yeah, I'm going to tell you this right now, man. That man has one hell of a career and it's still going. You gotta give your hats off to this man. LeBron James, the longevity title, the most points scored. The man is playing the game at a level that he shouldn't be playing at his age, and he does it. He defines time. Yo, it's one hell of a movie. The man's playing with his kid. Yo, you gotta respect certain things. You know what I mean? You can't just hate on this dude 100%. You know what I'm saying? Before we begin, happy Friday to everybody. All right, the weekend is here. The long weekend is here. Labor Day weekend. One hell of a run. I am going to be trying to do a special episode with Pap. That's right. We're gonna talk some more about sports this week. We're gonna make the shift to UFC and what happened with what's that man's name? Jeez. Rampage Jackson's son. We just gonna call him that. You know what I'm saying? The Seed of Rampage. I'll call it that. That's the name of the title. The Seed of Rampage. Crazy stuff going on in the world right now, man. And then we got conspiracy theories that I'm trying to get into. Apparently Donald Trump has been missing. So my girlfriend says, I don't know, man. We gonna get into that later. But today we talk about LeBron James, of course, and the NBA legacy, right? So for me, I didn't know too much about him when he was in high school, but I knew of him. You understand what I'm saying? You know about someone before you even know who the person is. They destined for big things, and he delivered. Got drafted in 2003, I believe, to the Cleveland Cavaliers, #1 pick, and they pretty much gave him the keys to the franchise, and he did his thing. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. My honest opinion on his rookie year, it's going to sound blasphemous, but I believe, y'all can sound out in the comments and say if I'm wrong or not, I believe Carmelo Anthony had a better rookie year than he did. He also was on a bum team. I wouldn't call it a bum team, a bad team. But in a more competitive coast, the West Coast, was able to turn that franchise around and make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And I think they averaged around the same numbers. And pretty much very much so impactful on both, well, not both ends, but like he did his thing. You know, a thing that people like to think about, I like to think about this too, what if Carmelo Anthony got drafted to the Pistons? That would have changed everything. You know, Pistons probably would have had like 2 rings, 2 championships on their belt, maybe even a 3-peat, God forbid. But, yo, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, anyways, we're going back. We're going back to LeBron James here. LeBron James was my guy. I love the potential of LeBron. You know, that's what I fell in love with. The potential of LeBron was there. This guy that's 6'8", just straight from high school, just balling out. Looked like he was having fun playing the game he loved. You know what I'm saying? And this is the difference between him and Kobe. And in my honest opinion, LeBron isn't in the conversation of being the GOAT. That's just my opinion. I know I'm probably going to get like threats or something like that, but yo, that's just me, my opinion. Like, LeBron will come to your city. Let's look at Toronto, for example. And under the basket, It'd be him, Booby Gibson, and like some other guys striking a pose for like a portrait. While one guy's like got one of those old cameras, pretending they got one of those cranking the hand back in circles and shit, like they taking a photo. That's what they would do. It was fun. It's like a pregame ritual. They do the little thing that they do. You know, they'd have fun. And then, the difference between him and Kobe is like, Kobe, it'd be the first game of the season. This man was trying to make an impression. It'd be game, I don't know, who cares? It doesn't matter if they win or lose, you go into the playoffs and your first round or second round. He is going to kill you. That was his intention. His intention was to, no days off. I'm going to murder this guy and so on and so forth. LeBron James, is, in my opinion, was more like, I love this game. I'm going to put on a show and y'all going to love it. I believe LeBron has the dog in him. I think that the dog in him hasn't been displayed as much as it should through his career. That sounds blasphemous too, but hear me out. I have examples. Chris Bosh was still in Toronto, and I believe it was his girlfriend and his sister. I don't know who the hell it was. These two women were chirping LeBron during the game. They clearly knew, LeBron clearly knew who these women were, and they were associated with Bosh. Let's just say that. We was winning. I think we was up by 15 or 10. It might have even been 20. And we pretty much had this game in the bag. LeBron was like, it's whatever. We're going to lose this game. We're going to lose this game. These women got at this man to the point where we got cooked. This man stir-fried us. We got cooked in Toronto. This is before LeBron told Raptors, ladies and gentlemen. We got cooked. And this man's like, y'all shouldn't have opened your mouth. And just walked up out of there. And I was like, yo. Yo, that's crazy. Oh my goodness. But that's what happened, man. I ain't gonna take that away from dude. The one thing though, I gotta jump to this. So hold on. Hear me out for a second. The one thing that a lot of people like to say is that, and it's true, LeBron James went to the finals with lack thereof help. And he'd go to the finals to get swept by the Spurs. And then eventually get his get back. But, he got swept by the Spurs, right? And I had a conversation with someone about this, and I was like, listen, it's not LeBron's fault that he got drafted to the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's not his fault that he's in the Eastern Conference. It's just how the lottery went. So therefore, him playing in a weaker conference is not his fault. Him losing to the Spurs, it's in the air. You know what I'm saying? But needless to say, I'm not going to put that as a notch against LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Because whether the conference was weak, whether it wasn't, you did what you did. But there's context. And the problem is when you talk to some of these people, they don't care for the context. You take the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed. So the Detroit Pistons were number 1, and they didn't have Ben Wallace at the time. And you had, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I can't say Cleveland Cavaliers 5 times fast. I got like a lisp or something. I don't know what was going on with me. And then everyone else. Everyone else had a record below 500. That's not good. That's not good at all. That's not good. That means this conference stinks. You know what I'm saying? That means you are more likely, if you had a half-decent team, to make it to the NBA Finals or the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference, All-Star, not All-Star, the Eastern Conference Finals, sorry. My head's all over the place. It's late right now as I'm recording this. So, he did what he did. I'm not gonna lie. And when he faced the Detroit Pistons, that was a beautiful basketball. They went into double overtime or something like that. Booby Gibson was on fire for the record, but there was a point where this man was getting triple teamed. Oh my God. And I don't hate LeBron. I just hate the decisions he makes. And we'll get into that too. But LeBron was doing his thing. And we're like, oh my God, this is amazing. But the problem is, if you take the first and second seed, and if we take the Cleveland Cavaliers team, and we put them in the Western Conference, they are either close to last or last. You understand what I'm saying? And if we said, okay, Cleveland is now in Texas, right? So now they're the Western Conference. With that same team, they either won, best case scenario, eighth seed, or what I expect, don't make the playoffs. Because you're facing the Lakers on a nightly basis, facing the Spurs, you're facing the Mavs, you're facing all these guys on a regular night. And you think that the team that you have, and I'll agree with the LeBron James fans, wasn't even enough to help him do what he needed to do. Okay. So therefore, if you're going up against consistency and a harder conference, bro, you're not making it. It's kind of like when LeBron made it to the finals against Golden State, and he had JR messing up for him. And then literally damn near the same team when he went to the Lakers on the West Coast, and these men didn't make it to the playoffs, although dude was injured. Or groined or something. This is some crazy stuff right here. You know what I mean? Like this is some crazy stuff. We looking at the decision, man. And I remember this thing. This thing was humongous. LeBron had the league on a chokehold. In a chokehold. In fact, this man had media on a chokehold. Yo, I think we were in the war of Afghanistan or the war of Iraq or something like that. And CNN is talking about LeBron James. This is top tier propaganda. Like, yo, oil mass destruction, Osama bin Laden. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. We're looking for this dude. Can't find him. We're blowing things up. People are dying. Billions of dollars going into a war, just or unjust. LeBron James and the decision is coming up next. I'm like, what? Okay. I guess everyone in the Middle East stopped shooting each other. I guess. I don't know. This thing was everywhere. I remember this. I was in my dad's room, small ass TV, because my parents were watching the TV in the living room, and I think my sisters were downstairs watching it in the basement, something else in the basement. And this is before cell phones were actually popping. So, mind you, LeBron James went to the WWE with a flip phone, and he's looking like he's trying to record that shit on like 080p. Foolish. I'm like, what the hell is this nigga trying to record? Yo, I don't know, man. It is what it is, man. That's that. You got to give the man grace. He's best to play forever. But yo, look at that thing, man. WWE LeBron James in the crowd. A young LeBron James. And he's like, pulled out his flip phone like he's trying to record something. I'm like, how the fuck did we think we was recording anything with this piece of shit? This is insane. This is insane. So, yo, all right, we moving back to what I'm saying, yo. The decision, yo. I'm like, this guy has to stay in Cleveland. Like, you can't be doing this TV show shit, man. Like, this is not a good look. This man had me, like, I didn't have a panic attack or anything. I was like, this was, how do you call this? This was stressful, man. I had anxiety watching this. I'm like, what is going on with this nigga, man? Yo, make up your decision, man. Make up your mind. And I'm like, yo, Cleveland, they had this whole thing in Cleveland where I think the mayor or whoever, I don't know who it was. They sang for this dude, bro. Yo, they sang for him. Yo. Just imagine putting your heart into something like that. You know what I mean? Making yourself look like a damn fool. And dude still leaves, bro. Holy shit. Yo, let me sip my water real quick, yo. Yo, that shit, that was funny. That was funny, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like shit. Yo, this man. So for me, I'm like, okay, worst case scenario. Best case scenario, everyone compares him to Michael Jordan. This is my logic at the time. Even though it was a dumb take, I still liked it, but I think it was a dumb take. Everyone's comparing to Michael Jordan. What do? You leave Cleveland, you go to not California, you go to Chicago. And you say that and then you declare you're going to win 7 championships in Chicago because Derrick Rose is there and you needed a guy who can, dribble that ball down the court. I mean, you are a point guard, so it's kind of redundant there. You need the ball in your hand, so that's kind of redundant. Not only that, you don't really have the type of shooters. I don't think is Kyle Korver on that team. I think Joakim Noah, he reunites with Carlos Boozer, Derrick Rose. Oh my God, I think Kyle Korver's on the team. And I don't know. But needless to say, Culver's your only shooter. Everyone else is kind of all right. Joakim Noah, who's got family royalty in sports, he does his thing, but he ain't no shooter like that. But yo, he protects the rim, but then you clog up the lane. I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to trade a bunch of people in order to complement LeBron James on that team. So this man says he's declaring to go to Cleveland. Not Cleveland, going to the Miami Heats. And before he says anything, there's a little thing at the bottom saying, sources say that he is not going back to Cleveland. So people in Cleveland are already losing their damn mind. He's like, yo, the people know who you're signing with. He's like, yep, I already told them who I'm signing with. And then it's like, Cleveland is not the destination. I'm like, oh my God. And then it's like, so where are you going to go? Come this summer or come this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach. I'm like, this nigga's insane. I'm like, I can't believe it. Like, my mouth dropped. I was like, this is insane. And the thing about this is that from then on, I'm like, what I knew is what a lot of people knew. You can't choke at all now. Everything that happens to you going forward is on you. No one is going to give you grace anymore, bro. Because if the narrative was you have no team, and then you guys form a super team in Miami, and now you have 3 out of the 5 members of Team USA and some good role players like Eddie House and so on and so forth. You can't complain, bro. Eddie House and Udonis Haslem. You can't complain. If you lose, we're looking at you. We're not looking at Bosh. We're not looking at Wade. He already won one in 06. We're not looking at House. We're not looking at Haslem. We're looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what happens? They have this whole, they're playing that song by Sting. I can feel it. That's their thing. The most pompous fucking thing ever in sports. It's not, but it's like, I liked it, but I hated it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, like, they're all doing like these model photos, their poses and stuff. And, before that, they have this press conference. Not 1, not 2, not this man literally counted to like 8 or something, bro. And say you'll get 8 championships. And you see Dwayne Wade's like, bro, you haven't, like, you've been there, but you haven't won there. This man, oh man, like, yo, them antics, bro. This was like the beginning for me. Like, obviously this guy's been doing things more so behind the scenes. There's rumors that Team USA didn't want him on the team because he was too immature. I'm not saying this is when he was on Miami, but I think this might have been when he was on Cleveland. I don't know when this took place. But yeah, that happened. And yo, apparently the reason why they formed the super team, not because he couldn't get people to come to Cleveland, which was weird because he had a few people that he had. Was it Antoine Jameson? JJ Hickson was pretty good, although I think he got like a case on him right now. He had some good people. He had pieces. He had some good pieces. It's just that he didn't have the big names. And it's like, bro, you're the big name. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy because, like, okay, this guy is in Cleveland. He goes up against the Dallas Mavericks. And this is the moment where I realized that he can't be the GOAT ever. He is lucky to be in my top 5. And I might even take this man out of the top 5 if they, allegedly find out this man's been using enhancements. I don't know. Allegedly, I said. So, this man is playing up against the Dallas Mavericks, right? Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Terry, Jason Kidd, and everyone else, we'll just say. Mind you, Dirk Nowitzki was sick. And I think the closeout game where Dallas wins. And mind you, he was sick. And these guys are like, yo, he making excuses. He better not make all them excuses for losing. And I'm like, yo, okay, so LeBron's going to win this? For the record, I did not want that man to win because I'm like, bro, you ruined this for me. Like, this is the product of basketball was at its peak when LeBron had his own team. That's just my opinion. And hear me out when I say this. Brother, people, I'm calling everyone brother. This is, I'm sick. I'm sick and a half of that. Listen to me when I'm saying this. LeBron is in Miami with the Cleveland Cavaliers, Dwayne Wade, the Miami Heat general. Michael Jordan's in the crowd. He's watching a game. I think this is where he's trying to promote Dwayne Wade to his Jordan brand, or he's already on the brand. I don't know what the hell. But Michael Jordan's there. You have everyone. This is a regular season game. This is like WWE in the Attitude Era. You pick an episode and it should be a pay-per-view in current day wrestling. That's how great it was. That game was. Both people were showing out, not just because they were competitors, because Michael Jordan was there and it was televised. This thing was everywhere. Listen, I'm from Toronto. We saw that game. All right? We wasn't going to miss that game in Toronto. Brother, I'm telling you this right now. LeBron James dunks. No, hold on. Dwayne Wade dunks over Varejao, bro. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. He makes this guy look like his son. Mind you, he gets a championship with the Golden State Warriors later on in the future, but that's neither here. And I think he wins one with Cleveland prior to him getting traded. And I think he says he doesn't want to accept that. I don't know. Maybe if it's true, I'm not sure. Anyways, back to what I'm saying. So that, Dwayne Wade dunks on this guy, and it's disgusting, bro. I don't know who. But LeBron's like, nah, son, I got this. Coast to coast, bro. He's running. Jumps in the air. He's got one hand behind his back. He's got one hand behind one hand behind his head. Doing that Statue of Liberty dunk or something. And then, bam, I'm like, what the hell is this? They're going back and forth. These guys are going in. I'm like, yo, you can't tell me that LeBron James, the Cleveland Cavaliers, are going to go up against the Miami Heat with Dwayne Wade. They call that man the Flash because he's so quick. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all don't know this. This man will go there and go fight Derrick Rose. I said fight. Like, these guys are really killing each other. And then he go in Toronto and, Chris Bosh was a thing, but like he wasn't like on the level of you know what I'm saying? He did his thing though. You know, he got the midi and then he developed a consistent three here and there when he was in Miami. But shout out to dude. Some people say he look like a damn Raptor. I'm not doing that. I love CB4. I love the movie too. But that was my guy. You feel me? So I think we're gonna go over 30 minutes with this one, but that's okay. We're gonna make part 2. But yo, the league was entertaining, bro. LeBron James versus Kobe Bryant. Yo, come on. That was a battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone had their own squad. This wasn't like we're buddies and we gotta go to the washroom together or some shit like that, like a bunch of girls or something. Like, this was different, man. This was like, we gotta prove who's better. Like, I'm a greater man than you. I'm trying to take you down. These guys are having pillow talk. Kobe Bryant won his next ring. Oh, I got none. You got one. Bosh got none. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? Oh, I'm like, you for real? I'm listening to Dwayne Wade talk the story, and Dwayne Wade saying this, and I'm like, I don't believe this for one moment. Go look this up. Dwayne Wade talks about this, and they're like, apparently they even try to hit up Chris Paul. But there was a feud about who's going to wear the number 3 because CP3, that was his whole marketing. And Dwayne Wade, that was his number. So that wasn't going to happen. They even hit up Melo. And I think maybe I got it all wrong. I think they wanted Melo, CP3, Chris Paul. It would have been Bosh. So it would have been like a big 4. It would have been, hold on. So Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Carmelo Anthony. Oh my God, that's disgusting. I wouldn't rate that at all. But even Carmelo speaks on this. He's like, bro, what, I'm gonna be the 4th option on this team? The 3rd option on this team? You know what I'm saying? And I rate Carmelo for that because he's over there in the Denver Nuggets doing this thing. And he balling. But eventually he's like, I want to win, and kind of left out of there tumultuously. And then, he kind of catching feelings because Jokic on that team and he's wearing his number. You know what I'm saying? It's messed up. But what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do? Hold on, let me sip my water. Yo. But yeah, man, that happened. And I'm like, that is some low level shit right there. I had to speak on that. I'm like, that is some low level shit. You guys are out here pillow talking about joining forces because the competition in the league is crazy and y'all can't hang for real. And mind you, this whole he went to the playoffs by himself nonsense. The Boston Celtics became a team. Dwight Howard became a thing, and Miami was always on their ass. And Chris Paul was a thing. So that was the end of that because the East kind of got better. Well, the East got better. They weren't the West, but they got better. Mind you, the West got OKC with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, James Harden. You know what I'm saying? They got all them boys now. It keep getting hard over there. And we also got to mention the fact that, the Dallas Mavericks had a generational run. They took down everyone. Everybody. All the gangsters in the West, they had to go through all of them people to go fight Miami and win. That is no small feat. Listen, guys, this is part 1. Part 2 is coming. Look out for that. Thank y'all for listening. See y'all soon.